All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. Welcome, Carrie and Michael. So this training is exactly what it says. It's going to be social media marketing in a nutshell. It's probably going to be run about half hour, 45 minutes, and I'm just going to be giving an overview of what social media marketing is. So I'm not going to dive into really explain Facebook, really explain Instagram in depth. It's just a generic overview of what platforms are best to use for social media marketing, especially for small businesses, because a lot of it is free. And then why you should be using social media marketing if you're not already, and how simple it really is to use. So like I said, social media marketing in a nutshell, a general overview. So in this, we're going to go over what is social media marketing, the platforms, strategies you can use, what campaigns are, and how to be able to read analytics and really explain what analytics are. So the platforms that I personally use, and I don't even use all 6 of these that are showing right here. The big 6, I call them, are Facebook, Instagram, which are the top 2 for any small business that they should definitely be using. YouTube is great if you're a jewelry company and you make a lot of jewelry, and you just want to make small video clips and put them on YouTube. You can grow your YouTube channel as well. Twitter, how do I explain Twitter easily? Twitter is mainly for news. So there aren't that many smaller businesses selling or promoting on Twitter, because Twitter is your day-to-day life and news. So you update it consistently and just telling people what you're doing. So and people's feeds continually just refresh and refresh. So it's really hard to market on Twitter if you're not doing it like every hour. If you just post daily to Twitter, people more than likely aren't going to see it because it's going to scroll through their news feed so much. Snapchat is great because you can do stories. Like I said, if you own a business that does a lot of work and visual work, especially, Snapchat is just fun to have because you can save the stories, you can upload them to Facebook and Instagram. So it's like you have your own little video creator in Snapchat. And then LinkedIn is the last one, which I use a lot. And LinkedIn is for professionals. So it's how you connect with other professionals that are in your field and other businesses that are in your field, so you can see what they're doing, connect with them. It's a great networking site. So let me just show you a little bit now that I've explained to you what they are. Just give you some visuals, and I'll just use for Facebook. I'll use my page as an example. So this is what my business page looks like. If you have Facebook for your personal use, it's pretty much exactly the same. You just post images or video clips. I strongly would recommend not posting just plain text. I always have the rule that text is worse than images, and images are worse than video. As you're scrolling through the feed, if you see, I always use the cooking videos as an example. If you see movement, you're gonna stop and you're gonna watch it, more than likely. Even if you only watch it for 10 seconds, you still stop and you watch it. And then in turn, you can go to the insights, and it gives you Facebook especially gives you a really great layout on how your page is doing. So I haven't been posting much in the last couple of weeks because I've been really busy with deadlines, but all your latest posts, it'll show you how many people you reached. And I'll just explain reach real quick. Reach is how many people actually saw your post. So as they're scrolling through their news feed, if they stop and they see your post, that counts as a person on reach. And then the engagement is likes and shares, and post clicks and reactions. So this post, Meet James, my intern, if you click on it, it'll give you the data right here. So I had 50 likes on it. 847 people saw this post. 57 people reacted to it. They commented on it. They gave it a like. They shared it. And 137 people actually clicked on the post to view it. So from the reach, 847 people saw the post in their feed, and out of that, 137 people actually clicked on it. And out of that, 57 people reacted to it. So it kind of like is a chain of command almost. So the reach is how many people saw it, the clicks is how many people clicked on it to actually view it, and your reactions are how many people from the post clicks reacted to it. So that's just like I said, I'm just giving you a general overview of the social media platforms. We will be doing more trainings where I go more in depth into Facebook and Instagram to show you exactly everything, every feature that they have. So this is Instagram, and most of the time people are looking at Instagram on their phones. So rarely will you see it opened on a desktop. But this is actually a company that I support and like just following because he always has cool images. It's called Johnny Cupcakes. I actually thought that I bought a sweater from them from a thrift store, and I thought it was just a cupcake company, but it turns out they're an actual clothing line out of Boston, New York. So he just posts whatever new t-shirt. So if you're a clothing company, he posts all his new t-shirts, his new products right to his Instagram page. And in turn, people can click on it on his Instagram and it'll take them right to the store. So johnnycupcakes.com. So it's really great for a quick turnaround. If someone sees a product they like this t-shirt, they're like, oh, I really, really like that. They can click on his Instagram and go right to his website, right from Instagram. And you can do the same thing on Facebook. You can put your website right on Facebook. So if someone wants more information, they can click on your website. They can get information there. They can message you right from Facebook as well and Instagram. Sorry about that little pop-up. But then there's LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, like I said, is the professional social media platform. So all the people that I'm following, all the connections are all people that work either that I have worked with or that are in my network of people that I've worked with, so you can grow and expand your network. And I've actually gotten quite a few jobs from people viewing my LinkedIn profile and seeing what I can do and seeing who else is that I've worked with. I'm like, yeah, I want to work with this guy, this person, or I want to shop at their store if you have a storefront. So your profile is this. Down at the bottom, people can endorse you. So I've been endorsed 12 times for video production, 8 times for video editing, and 6 times for customer service. And then people can give you recommendations. So it's kind of like your living resume is what LinkedIn is. And it's again, it's free to use, so why not put it up? Especially if you're a business owner and want to grow your business, it's great to have a LinkedIn so you can see other professionals in your field and connect with them. So going back, the strategies that you can use for your social media marketing. What content do you want to put out? Are you retail? Do you want to post like Johnny Cupcakes? Do you want to just post for all of your products that you have? Are you a media company like me? Do you just want to post videos that you've done and show people what you're working on? Are you an artist? Are you selling art? Do you want to post behind the scenes shots of your art? So it's just figuring out what content you want to be posting and when. So integration, Facebook and Instagram are both integrated together. I can't show you this because it's more on the phone, but when you make a post to Instagram, when you share an image or a video on your Instagram feed, you have the option to select to post to Facebook as well. So that way you don't have to post to every single one of your platforms. And there's other websites called Hootsuite, is a great one that you can use to, let me show you that real quick. Hootsuite is an all-in-one social media and marketing manager. So you can have, they're free for up to 3, so up to 3. So if you want your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and your Instagram on there, that's free. If you want more than that, so if you have more social media platforms like Pinterest, Etsy, anything like that, you'd have to pay for the platform, so you can get all of them across the board. But it allows you to schedule and to publish from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and all social media integrations. So when you make a post, set up a post on Hootsuite, it allows you to share it across all of your platforms. So again, if you're scheduling stuff out, if you're staying up to date, if you have, it's great if you don't have your own marketing person, because you can schedule things, months out. If you know that you have a product that's going to be coming out, you can schedule posts and have them scheduled to keep people aware of like a countdown to when this product's coming out. So it just makes it easier to integrate rather than, like I said, posting individually to each of your platforms. How often do you want to post? I post about twice a week. Companies like Walker Metalsmiths in Andover, New York, if you go to their social media pages, they're posting on average twice a day. And they have a massive following of 80,000 people, but they're consistent on what they post. They do a lot of, down here, they do a lot of contests and giveaways. Contests and giveaways are great to be able to just grow your page pretty much for free. So when you set up a contest, let me show you here. I did one in the winter of last year, where I can post a lot, so I gotta try to it. But I did one in wintertime where I went out and I took a bunch of aerial shots when we had the big snow blanket. I don't know if any of you remember the big snow blanket that we had in the beginning of the of this winter, but I took pictures of that, and I was trying to think of something to do to give back to the community, and while growing my page. So you can give back and you can grow your page at the same time. So I did a giveaway where I had people like the post, share the post, and comment on the post. So that way I would get a more of an organic reach, and I gained roughly 60 or 70 new followers on my social media page from that giveaway. And all the money that I got from the giveaway went to charity. So here it is. The rule: win an aerial image, comment on the page. The bidding starts at $10, so people could comment and do a bidding. Bid as many times as you wish, share the post, and the bidding ends. And it was live for 2 days, and in that 2 days I reached 1,600 people, and I had 161 people share it or engage on it. And these are the images from before. These images reached 16,000 people, and I had 4,500 engagements. So I saw how many people it was reaching, and that's when I decided to do the giveaway, because this post was so popular. Walker Metalsmiths, I know, will do the same. If they have a piece of jewelry that is really popular that they shared, sometimes they'll do a giveaway on that selected jewelry because they know that people really want it. That's the advantage of being able to see how many people you're reaching. in the analytics. So contests and giveaways go hand in hand. And then the next thing is hashtags. So this is more for your Instagram and your Twitter if you're doing a campaign where you use hashtags. So I was involved in a project that was a rebrand of Allegheny County, New York. They're rebranding themselves as the Western New York Wilds. So with this campaign, we did this launch video, and I'm just going to play it for you real quick. If it'll play. I did test it out before, but the advantages of working on my machine are that I can pull it up for you. Since it won't play on PowerPoint. PowerPoint's a little wonky sometimes of playing videos, especially if they're super high quality videos. I wish I could see like a show of hands how many people had seen that video. When they launched it, they did it right. They blasted it everywhere. And you know, there was some, it was new, so there was a lot of talk about it, you know, Western New York Wilds, why didn't we see Allegheny County, all this other stuff, but they're still pushing it. So I snagged this image from the most recent off the Western New York Wilds Facebook page, and they're branding it correctly. So they always have the logo, the Western New York Wilds, in whatever image that they share, because it's part of the campaign to have seen it either on Alco's site or yours. Oh, thanks, John. So, and the first week, I asked them if they could send me the analytics. I can't show you that because it's not my personal content, but it reached 30,000 people in the first week. And campaigns take time, especially if you're starting something new. But with the help of social media, it's easier than ever to be able to blast it and really have a new product or a new campaign take hold. because you can schedule it. You can use Hootsuite to schedule it, all the posts like I had mentioned before, and you can really get your new product or campaign or fundraiser. If you're working for a nonprofit, anything that you have, you can push it out and reach more people than ever before with social media. And remember, most of the time it's free, so there shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't be using it. So does everybody understand? I know that I'm going quick, and that this is just, like I said in the beginning, it's just an overview. But if you have questions, throw them out to me in the chat. I can see them as soon as they pop up, and I'll answer anything. So please don't hesitate to ask questions, because I'm sure that there's a lot, because I'm moving quickly just to give you an overview of social media marketing. There. Let me go back to slideshow here. So that's hashtags and campaigns. So hashtag Western New York Wild. Hashtag, you see the little hashtag thing here. Hashtag Allegheny Arc 2020 campaign. Whatever hashtag you want to use it, it's pretty much yours. And when people see the other hashtags, they'll click on it. Now, if you're a photographer and you post to Instagram and you use the hashtag wildlife photography, whoever else is into wildlife photography if they make that hashtag and they click on it and they see who else is using that hashtag, they'll see that you've used it. And more often than not, they'll like your page if they like the images, if you're a wildlife photographer that you're putting out. If you're a clothing store and you make t-shirts, you use hashtag t-shirt, another company that clicks on it, or someone who's looking for a t-shirt, they click on the hashtag t-shirt, they'll see your company if they're scrolling through. So the more you use the hashtag, and you can even save in Instagram, and I'll explain it in another training that we're going to be doing here in a few weeks on just Instagram. If you have a set list of hashtags, you can save them and you can just paste them into all of your posts. The more you use your hashtag, the more people are going to recognize that it's yours and click on it. And the more, when they do click on it, the hashtag, if someone else uses it, your content's going to pop up first because you're using the hashtag consistently. So it's a good way to keep your content up at the top. That's the best use for hashtags. So let's move on to analytics. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. The amazing part of online marketing is that you can measure nearly everything you do. You can keep track of who is viewing your content, what ages are viewing your content, what genders are viewing your content, where the people are from. You have all that automatically available to you in Facebook. And if you use a software or website like Hootsuite, they'll also pull all the analytics from all of the sites that you're sharing to with them. They'll put it all into one place. So that's another advantage of using a site like Hootsuite. Woo! I lost it! So this is the last slide. So ultimately, you're working on your return on investment. If you have, surprisingly, I have, it would surprise me anyway, but I have more women who follow my page. So women are mainly on social media marketing. That's just a fact. It's they're on social media because they use it more. More the men who are, the big brr, I don't want to use social media, it's not cool. But so if I go to my insights, I can show you to prove it that it'll give me a layout of page views, how many people viewed it. I'm just going to go quickly through the my followers. So who's following things? It can even show you if they're using their desktop or their phone. So follows and unfollows. July 4th, I posted, since I couldn't record the fireworks in Andover, which I usually do every year. I shared the post from 2 years ago where I had the drone up with the fireworks, and I gained 9 followers just from that post. And I had already shared that post 2 years ago, but you can reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's another thing. So total page follows, you can see how often people follow you, and it goes in. Now, when I go to people, this is where you can see 70% of my followers are women, and the majority of them are aged 35 to 44 years old. 29% are men, and it's surprising because I have a younger audience of men, and it's 25 to 34 years old. But it's great to be able to, especially if you're in retail, to be able to see, what genders, what age range are viewing your posts, because if you have a product that, let's say, is more for a younger or vice versa older generation, you can see how many people that you have in that generation who is viewing your content, and you can make more content to appeal to them. Unfortunately, as far as Facebook itself, that's kind of gone by the wayside from the 25-year-olds and younger. They're not using Facebook as much, but they are on Instagram. So like I said, Instagram and Facebook are automatically linked. So always post the same content that you're posting to Facebook to your Instagram feed, because there's where you're going to get the different generations. So older, 35 to 65 is on Facebook. Let's say 30 and younger, the majority of them are on Instagram and Snapchat. So because they only care about visual content, and you can only post visual content to Instagram, to Snapchat, to TikTok. And I don't even want to go into Snapchat and TikTok today, because that's a whole nother can of worms to open into. But you can see 1,000 of my fans are in the United States. I have some in Germany. Most of them are from Wellsville and Andover. So Allegheny County is my main focus, because that's where I do most of my work. That's where my home base is. But I also branch out to Rochester. So I do have a few clients in Rochester. And from me posting them and tagging them in the posts, whatever company I work for, I've gained 19 people from Rochester. So you can expand if you do have, if you're a retailer and you sell something to someone or to another company and they share it and they tag you in it, that's great. That is free marketing, So the biggest takeaway from social media marketing is that the majority of it is free. And I've said it multiple times throughout this. If it's free, why aren't you using it? If you have a cell phone, you should have social media, especially if you own a business. Mainly if you own a business, because it's mostly free. People reached, people engaged. So this is all, I actually have more women engaging than men. I reach more women, my followers more women, and then fans, which is the same thing as followers, are more women than men. The page previews is just how many people have basically kind of clicked into your page and left within like the first few seconds. And the followers. Now you can run ads. So you can pay to have Facebook boost your content. I very, very rarely pay to have my content boosted. Because we live in such a small area, even our surrounding areas, I have to expand my reach so far that it's just not worth it for me to pay. Now, if I was a retailer, that would be completely different. Or if I was an event like the Ridge Walk, that would be completely different as well. I would want to expand like through the whole state and down into the neighboring states to draw more of a crowd in. And I always tell my clients that I work with, do not pay, if you know you're going to promote if I do a video for you, I'm just using this as an example, and you know that you want to promote it because it's a new brand relaunch, or it's an about us video, or you're a new business and you just want to promote the crap out of it to reach as many people as you can, I always tell them, do not do it in the first 48 hours. Never pay for any post in the first 48 hours, because that's where you get most of your organic reach. So that means organic, as opposed to paid, is organic reach is just, let's say you have all your family members, your friends, your coworkers share the post organically. They didn't see it because they paid for it. They shared it on their own accord, and that's organic reach. And from them sharing it, more people are going to share it. And that usually peaks within the first 48 hours. And it's fun to watch a post, to view when you post something. It's really fun to watch the insights and the reach, because you'll see it just go whoop, and then it'll drop back down. And when it starts dropping back down, when it plateaus, that's the perfect time to start the paid advertising, because your organic reach is left. And I'll go more in depth into that in our Facebook training, which we're going to do in a couple weeks, along with our Instagram training. So again, this is just a basic overview. It's a lot of information. If you have, even on the free version, sorry, John. So, John, when you said even on the free version of Hootsuite, were you talking about when I was going over analytics? Yes. Yep. So even on the free version, so if you have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, it will combine all the analytics for you in the free version. And remember, you can have up to 3 sites. So if you're gonna, I don't use Hootsuite because with my personal business, I do everything on the fly. So I don't really schedule something out. So if I'm going to share it on Instagram, I'll just click to share it on Facebook. But yes, even in the free version of Hootsuite, it does do the analytics both together for you for whatever you choose to have as your platforms. So this is really we're going to start winding down for the end. Does anybody have any more questions pertaining to social media marketing and why it's important? That was the purpose of this today, was to kind of tell you why it's important. It's free. Mostly you reach a lot of people, and you can keep track of who the viewers are that is looking at your content. So it's basically like your own marketing firm for the most part in one place. So does anybody have any questions on anything we went over? Hello? All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me. And if you do have questions that you think about after this, please reach out to me. Shoot me a message on my Facebook page, or you can email me at nick@genesevalleymedia.com. If you have any questions over the next couple weeks, or if you need any help, I'm available to at least point you in the right direction, or give you suggestions on how you should share on social media. So thank you very much. And I don't have control over this, so if Ruby, if you want to end this, and tune in, like I said, in a few weeks, keep an eye out for our in-depth Facebook training and in-depth Instagram training, and we're going to be doing a lot more trainings and infomercial style content with Accord over the next few months. So thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Will other sessions be available too? Facebook. Yep, everything is going to be free. All of these trainings are completely free.